Really proud of our guys tonight. The guy sitting to my right, we needed him to set the tone and attack the strike zone and get us off to a good start, and he did that. And the guy sitting next to him, was part of the defense that I think played error-free baseball. And you pitch and defend, and you got a chance to be in every game. So that was kind of the message going in, and the guys did well.
Okay, open it up for Devin and Kyle.
Let's talk about tonight and how you felt going in mentally, and your velo seemed to stay in the mid-90s for most of the night.
Yeah, just kind of reset my mind a little bit. It was just kind of the same thing. The coach was just saying it's a new season. All the previous stats are kind of out the window, and it's basically win or go home now. So just kind of got to reset the mind and give your team a chance to win. And as far as the velocity, it was down a little bit a couple weeks, and we kind of, like I said, we kind of reset in the weight room, and I did a couple different things throwing wise, and taking care of my body and stuff, and I felt really good.
Kyle, what's going through your mind? 7th inning, bases loaded, no outs.
I didn't make too many good pitches in that inning. The base hits were kind of out over the plate. And then I looked in the dugout and I saw Coach Mack and Coach Williams talking, and I just shook my head no. I didn't want to come out, obviously. I kind of felt like I was finally getting back into the groove, and then kind of just same thing, just kind of reset and just start making pitches, and then got a couple ground balls, and then got out of the inning.
Yeah, you made a nice play.
Yeah, I just kind of stuck my hand up. I saw it was a chopper, and I knew it wasn't hit that hard. So I was kind of thinking, just in a reaction, just kind of stick your hand up, try to grab it, because I knew I was going home with it. And I knew kind of if it went up the middle, it wasn't going to be a double play. So I kind of thought real quick, like if it's going to save a run, just kind of try to grab it. And obviously knocked it down, and then made an okay throw. Will made a good play on that throw.
The tournament has a way of resetting everything on its own, but did you do anything else on your own to kind of, close the book of the regular season and start fresh?
Like I said, it just kind of we reset. Throwing program. We long tossed a couple days this week. We weren't really doing that because we had a couple short starts. So we had an extra day this week. So like I said, we did that, and then kind of took it backed off a little bit in the weight room, and just, like I said, trying to feel 100%, and just kind of, so like I said, my body was reset, my mind was reset, and was ready to go.
Devin, were you feeling good this week in batting practice?
This week in batting practice, probably the best my swing has felt since my concussion. And me and Coach Snyder got in the cage, and he was working with me, tweaking a few things just to help me get to the ball a little bit quicker, and it seemed to work today.
How nice was it to get that first one in the early game?
It felt great. It felt even better that we got some runs on the board, though. But it felt good.
How tough was it after the concussion? What was your mindset kind of going through that in the last few weeks?
I'd say my mindset was kind of in the wrong place, because I was focused on getting hits rather than helping the team win games. And I kind of sat back, and Coach Mack talked to me a little bit, and he said, look, you just got to do whatever you can to help us win. It doesn't matter if you're getting hits, just do whatever you can to help us win games. So that's what kind of helped me get back to where I am right now.
Was your thumb okay? Was it your thumb?
Yeah, it was my thumb. He just cleated my thumb a little bit, sliced it up. I'm all right.
You said it's not about the hits, but really how nice was it to go ahead and get that hit?
It feels good. It feels good, but, it feels better to win.
You've been known as a defensive guy all year long. Had a couple shots come your way out in the field today. Talk about especially those back-to-back line drives right at you.
Oh yeah, just had a quick reaction. Just trying to help Funk get off the field.
Kyle, just talk about how big the first one is. This first game, and you've been in this first game now 2 years, and how there's some pressure on this first one to get it.
Yeah, kind of the biggest thing is, like Coach Mack said, just trying to get the team off to a good start. In the past couple of weeks, it was kind of ugly, a little bit. I know, and the most frustrating thing was just wasn't really giving my team a chance to win. Like it was, down 5-0 in the second and stuff like that. But it was good to, get off the field in the first. That double play up the middle, and then kind of get momentum, going towards. Offensively, and then we ended up, I think, scoring in the second, and then kind of a little bit of pressure was relieved. It was a lot easier to go out there and just kind of pump the zone with a lead. So
Kyle, you look very determined today, knowing that this team coming into the game, one of the nation's leaders in many hitting categories. Did you get rattled any when they hit the big home run against you?
Actually, I was a little more calm than I thought I was going to be. It was actually a really good pitch. It was in. I mean, it was a little elevated, but it was in, and I was kind of surprised it went out, actually. I jammed him a little bit on it. It didn't really sound great off the bat, but, like I said, he's a good hitter, and he's a big, strong kid, and, he got to it, and, maybe the wind helped out a little bit. But, yeah, it was a good swing.
Even after the comeback, the scoreboard gave you a 96 on one of your pitches. Are you still feeling very strong in the seventh inning?
Yeah, I kind of knew that, getting out of that jam, I kind of knew that was going to be my last, inning. Obviously, I would have liked to go back out there, but I knew my pitch count was up there a little bit. And like I said, it's easy to kind of use, whatever's left in the tank, knowing, you got a great bullpen and, kind of finishing up seventh. That's kind of Coach Williams' things, get us to or try to get us through the seventh, and like I said, with a great bullpen, it's easy to go out there and just kind of, empty the tank.
Did the pitch or the ball sting you at all on the comeback?
No, I didn't really catch it because it had a lot of spin on it, and it just kind of, rolled off my hand. But like I said, it wasn't hit all that hard, so, no problems with that.
Kyle, can you talk about the defensive plays behind you? I mean, there's a number of nice plays, right?
Yeah, there definitely was. And like Coach Mack's always saying, pitching and defense, especially, postseason time. Yeah, it was, a lot of. They hit a couple balls hard, but they were right at us, and it seemed like whenever we needed a play to be made, it was made today, which was good.
One more question for Kyle.
You don't give a whole lot of extra base hits. Why do you think that is?
I'm not too sure. I think, just going out there and trying to make quality pitches, trying to not, live, in the middle third, trying to live more in the corners, and trying to, like I said, if it's, you really get a pitch in, or, you get a pitch out, out on the corner outside. It's tough to, put a ball in the gap, when you're making quality pitches. So I think that's a big reason.
Devin, what has the last month been like for you hitting wise? I mean, you haven't done a ton, I guess, offensively, and I mean, what did that feel like, kind of having a redemption like that tonight?
Well, the last month, it felt good because we were still playing good baseball. Selfishly, yeah, it didn't feel good, but baseball is a team sport. So when your team is playing well and you might not be playing to the best of your abilities, you can't be selfish and think too much about yourself. So it was personally, it was tough, but I was happy that we were still winning.
Okay, you guys can head to that.
Thank you.
Open up the questions for Coach.
Yeah, what did you see the difference with Kyle? And it seemed pretty determined early on to get you off to a new start.
Yeah, I mean, in Kyle's defense, the last month was tough, when, he pitched on 1 day short rest for 3 weeks in a row, Clemson on a Saturday, Florida State on a Friday, NC State on a Thursday, and then that's why we went to the conference tournament. A lot of people threw their number one on Wednesday, and we just felt like no matter what happens in that ACC tournament, we need to give him another day's rest and basically our entire weekend rotation. And so even though we weren't great down there, at least we knew they were pitching on a full week's rest, if not an extra day, and then like Kyle said, knowing he was going to get another extra day this week. So we kind of forecasted this out a few weeks ago. And as you said, just the mindset. Coach Williams did a great job with the pitching staff and the mindset this week, getting these guys aggressive and ready to attack the strike zone and trust their stuff. And that's a really good lineup. I mean, we usually play them during the year, and this year we didn't. And it's a physical lineup. They got balance in the strike zone. They moved the ball with 2 strikes. I mean, it's I see why their numbers are what they are. I mean, it's a really quality offense, and I'm not going to underestimate what Kyle and Lincoln did against that lineup.
Talk about Lincoln. It's like 30 straight innings without a run. I mean, he's been so good for you in that relief role.
Yeah, it's been a strength of ours all year. The bullpen and Lincoln's had a great year. Once you extend the lead, he has the ability to close games out because he works so fast, and sometimes you just want to let him keep going because he gets in a rhythm. it was nice to, sit Zach Birdie down, even though he was up and getting ready in the bullpen when we extended the lead, hoping that, he could throw here these next 2 or 3 days.
Kyle barehands that ball. Do you cringe?
No, I was, sometimes you want him to let it go so we could turn the double play up the middle, but I don't blame pitchers for their instincts. He's what we call an A group pitcher. We tease some guys that are not in the A groups, and I won't call any of them out tonight, but the A group guys are the guys that really feel their position. Kyle's been an A group guy for the past few years, and then after he makes a play, doesn't give up a run. Now you're just hoping that the hand is okay, because you felt like he had the momentum to finish that inning, and we wanted to give him a chance to finish it.
You had a scary moment when Corey Ray looked like he got his ankle rolled over. Is he okay, Coach?
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be a little sore, but this time of the year, it's a long season, and guys are all a little banged up. So he showed his toughness, and be ready to go tomorrow.
What was behind the decision to start Logan Taylor? And obviously it worked for you guys.
Logan is very good against righties. He's a phenomenal center fielder. He's one of those players that if you could start 10 or 11 players every game, he would start every game. But you can only start 9, and so. But if you notice, and I don't have our stats in front of us, Logan has played in almost every game. If not, he's close because he might not start the game, but we're hoping to get him in the game as a pinch runner and then as a defensive replacement. So sometimes he starts, plays the whole game, but if not, we're going to bring him off the bench. And the last month we've given Logan these spot starts, and he's been very good against the righties.
How key was that double play in the first inning for Funkhouser?
Well, it was huge. No doubt. We needed to put up a 0 there and give our offense a chance to settle in. And, Funk's a ground ball pitcher. And so, some of the tough outings down the stretch, if you remember, it was a little sloppy out there at times. And, he's not the type of guy you want to be sloppy behind, because he's getting so many ground balls. As you said, doesn't give up a lot of extra base hits, but the ball's getting put in play, guys might get beat. And when a guy hits into what should be an out, you got to get that out, especially in the postseason. The errors will they're magnified. So as proud as I am of Funk and Lincoln, very proud of the defense. And I thought maybe Sutton had the play of the night, and that was after second and third. Sutton didn't get one of those runs in. The game will test you. And Sutton showed his toughness. That was a big-time play with the bases loaded. He could have felt sorry for himself for not getting the run in, and the ball, as I challenge our players all the time, the ball's coming to you. This game's gonna see how tough you are, and he showed it tonight. I was very proud of him for that.
And what did you think of Hairston's hitting tonight?
I saw it all week. I spoke with Coach Snyder. As soon as we were eliminated from the ACC tournament, we had a coaches meeting. We talked about players individually. He knew what Devin needed to do. He's an excellent hitting coach, and give Devin credit for wanting to make the adjustment, But I noticed it right in BP. The first day of BP this week, we meet just about after every practice, and who looked good and maybe who didn't. And right away, Devin was like the MVP of that first practice, and you could just tell how the ball was coming off the bat. And as Garrett and Sean and Jody and everybody knows, he had 25 or 6 RBIs the first half of the year. He was leading the team the first half of the year with RBIs, and just hit a freshman wall, and then the concussion at Cincinnati just set him back, and then we moved him to short, and now he's playing shortstop. So it was a tough month for him, but we've talked about unpacking the bags, and the postseason is a new season, so you really don't carry any stats into it. Nobody cares what your stats are, and so he's off to a good start.
He showed you with the glove why you made that move to short with him.
He's a special shortstop. If Sutton would have signed last year, that was the reason Devin was coming in. Sutton had a tough junior year with the injuries. But, we've been to Omaha twice with Sutton as our shortstop, and so we gave Sutton every opportunity and just didn't look as comfortable over there as he had in the past. And the more you talk to pro people, he's a second baseman. So, Sutton was great when I said, hey, I think we want to make this move, and I think this move can really help us down the stretch and in the postseason. And then Sutton, hurt his shoulder at Clemson. So it was inevitable. It was going to be made anyway, because of the ball he dove for at Clemson, and then his shoulder was sore. He was out that week, and so it all seemed to fall in place.
As much as you want the stats to go back to zero with this, what does an outing like this, a tournament outing, do for Kyle's confidence?
Well, I mean, it's I guess it's the last outing before the draft. So, selfishly, I'm very happy for him because I think it cements his place, hopefully, going into the draft. At this point, we all hope he'll prepare to throw again, but, you got to advance. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
One more question?
How big is it just to, like you said, the emotion, just to get off to a good start and being at home and get this first one?
Yeah, I don't know of many teams who win a regional after losing the first game. I'm sure it's been done, and I like crunching numbers and statistics, but fortunately we haven't lost that game in a while, so I don't have to figure out those percentages. I love the 1-0-1-0 game. It's something we talk about throughout the year. Early in the season, we always play in a tournament, and I'm always hoping the team we play on Saturday wins, and we win. Because I always tell our kids this is the 1-0-1-0 game. This is the game of the tournament, and it's something that we've, hopefully that we're prepared to play well in.
Your thoughts on Michigan? Sorry.
Yeah, no, hot club. They went to Oklahoma State the last weekend of the year, 1-1, but took their ace out early in one of those games to have them ready for the tournament. He threw twice in the tournament, and that's a good league. So to go through that conference tournament and come away with a championship, and obviously they played great today, against a good club, and they got their ace ready to go tomorrow. So it's gonna be a good test. It's gonna be fun.
McKay, I guess, obviously.
McKay for us. Yeah, we'll go with McKay. Thanks, everybody.